Where are you located? This is Black Hawk Plaza, right next
Black
to your
Hawk
house?
Plaza, right? Just about oh, 3 minutes drive from my place, 3 to 4 minutes, and
Nice. So for everybody who is listening, welcome back to Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter Amarelo, and the great Vinney Smile Chopra. Vinney is in Black Hawk Plaza, which is right down the street from his house with the ducks this morning. Vinney, today's wealth principle, we're going to be going through a really long one. Before we dive in, what is going on in the real estate space? What's going on in your world? How are you doing? Look at
oh,
all those
I'm
ducks
doing
go. Look at
okay.
that.
I'm doing. Oh my gosh, look at these seagulls and all. I'm just having fun. Fun. I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna go to Black Hawk Plaza. We're gonna do the show from here, and then I have a meeting at 10 at Starbucks with my good buddy Sada. But no, real estate is alive, and well, for some operators, it's some it's risky, some it's very much headache. I know it's just a whole shebang of things, brother. Interest rates have really killed commercial real estate and even residential also. I mean, with so many hikes, which is almost like somebody said 21 times hikes of 0.25 because last year, Fed raised 0.75. That's like three of the 0.25, right? So it's been just a very difficult situation for a lot of operators. And I've been selling. I've not been buying. Last year I bought zero. Year before I bought one. Year before I bought one. And then zero, and then two. So last 5 years I've been selling rather than buying in commercial real estate. So I think that has really served me well. And then construction is also very much on the back burner now. That's the other challenges I've had, my partner and I, getting the construction loans and things like that. Some of my investors know our challenges. The key thing is you got to keep your chin up. You got to keep your chin up. You got to be in the field to play. I always say that you cannot be a spectator outside. I was teaching yesterday, 2 hours actually, I taught in my mentoring sessions. And I did, people said, okay, I want to buy something 15 to 20 units in Greenville, South Carolina. And I took the whole exercise, what Vinney Chopra will do. And right on the recording, we went to the internet and went to different sites and found some properties right there live. And it was really amazing. I said, "Hey, Vinney, you can still do it, brother."
It's nice to know you can always start over if you had to, right? So, Vinny,
Yeah,
this full principle is principle 12. Alleviate a frustration experienced by a large group of people who are willing to pay enough to make it worth it. Now, it's a long principle. It comes from the book, The E-Myth, which you've talked about many times. In real estate,
yes,
we're solving problems. You say it to us all the time, every week. You solve problems, add value. What do you
yes.
think are some of the big problems that are coming to, let's call it America? What are the big, I know it's coming to the world, but what are big problems that are coming to this country? What is something that is so big that, it's just like a huge wave that people are going to have to find solutions like in the real estate space?
Oh, wow. I mean, there is a gamut of things. Of course, with the problems come opportunities, definitely. I would say it's an election year. We got to watch out. I mean, the special lobbyist groups who are giving all this money to the candidates, they're going to expect a lot of returns back. Nobody invests into, that kind of thing. I think that again, not really the crystal ball, but Trump might be back, from what I see with the New Hampshire and all that. I think Nikki Haley's getting second. And then I saw Vivek over there, an Indian chap who became billionaire. And he always has promoted Trump. So he might be the second, vice president candidate. It seems like to me, but I don't know. But, the thing is, Fed is saying they're going to cut the interest rate in three times, maybe starting in June, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. Some predictions are only 0.5 for the whole year. stock market is going higher and higher. I mean, 500 S&P. I do quite a bit stock market, some of you know. And I've been buying technology stocks, which are doing really well lately. Of course, NVIDIA is I'm not promoting anybody to buy that, but NVIDIA has made me a lot of money. I still am in there. Tesla is way down after the earnings yesterday. I've been buying it on the way down. It was 187, I think, just now this morning. I'm keeping my, eyes open and all. Elon Musk will do well. Of course, I'm just going into stock market. There are so many. Microsoft, I sold about 6 stocks, made a lot of money this morning. Anyway, but then I buy on the dips. I'm not a day trader or anything, but my mind is such that I just I make quick decisions. I mean, if there are good, great companies, they don't change overnight. That's what my thinking is. So if there is some bad news, it takes a dip, the stock takes a dip, I buy it. And then maybe I might sell in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. But I like to take the money and cash out and then look for another dip kind of thing, my strategy. Again, I'm no expert, but let's just talk about, the global warming, of course, changing of infrastructure. A lot of things are in my mind. America can do, a lot better. I think we have become more liberal. I think again, I'm not political clout that much. It's just my feelings that I think we should really not reward the people who don't work and so forth like that. We need to, poverty is here also. That's another part. I feel like we should be doing more for, affordable housing and so much and so on.
And one of the ones you talk about all the time is, I'm surprised you didn't start with it, but the silver tsunami. If you can go a little bit into that, because that's one you talk about often. I agree with global warming. I agree with especially biodiversity. We're losing a lot of animals. Like literally, the extinction list just keeps going up, and I think that's not a good move for us as a species. But
Yes.
there's some stuff happening right here in America that you've been really huge on lately, and that is residential assisted living. It's housing, right? Affordable housing, even just better quality housing for seniors.
Yes.
What
Yes.
is the silver tsunami? If somebody's just
Oh
tuning
my
into us for
gosh.
the first
Silver
time.
tsunami is a tsunami that nobody can stop it. Nobody can stop it because it's the aging process of us, all of us, and the key thing is we got to catch this wave. Our population in United States, 20 to 25%, 1/4 of population is going to be older people, 65 plus. We are about maybe, I think seniors are right at 57 million right now. It's going to be close to 98.9 million. And then, of course, 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every night in United States. I caught this fever about 5 years back, and I knew that, I love multifamily, but why not to pivot into assisted senior living, memory care, independent living in that uh, niche of the market, which I'm really proud. And I wrote the book also, which is being launched. It's on Amazon right now, also, and we're going to do it with press releases and everything next month when I come back from vacation. And that's going to be Senior Living Investing Made Easy. SeniorLivingInvestingMadeEasy.com is my also domain name. Then also on Amazon, a lot of good reviews should be coming up when I start promoting it. Then the other thing is seniorlivinginvesting.co is my website where I kind of talk about silver tsunami and give some graphs and lots of good stuff there. You're right. I think it's trillions of dollars right now. But as we grow older, our population and people are going to be living longer and so on, our trillions of dollars will be spent in housing, in Medicare, in drugs, in hospitalization. I mean, all those kind of things. So medtech is also very big in my books. I've invested in it, and lot of good cells, and all different technologies are with AI coming into the medical field even more so. So again, to summarize, silver tsunami is the wave that nobody's going to stop, cannot stop, and it's aging process. Let's be, again, it's going to hurt Japan, it's going to hurt China, because they had the one child, laws and so forth, and not having too much birth rate. Like in India, we are 1.4 billion now. We're going to be even growing more. And I think we are number one in the world now in India. I'm from India, descent and so on. So we are at the crescent of 771, I think 771 million young professionals and young people in India, which is the largest population ever in the whole world. That is youth, and that's becoming bigger and bigger segment. So I think we stand to see some big things from India.
I was just looking, Vinny, and it looks like you're talking about like the greatest wealth transfer of all time. And I was looking up
Yes.
numbers, and it looks like the number is actually $61 trillion will be transferred from the baby boom generation directly from baby boomers.
Wow.
They will be
Wow.
transferring $61 trillion. And actually, the number
My
is even
God.
higher if you count the Gen Z, their grandchildren that they're giving money to.
Yes.
It's actually
Yes.
$72 trillion will be transferred over the
Oh
next
my.
15 years. This is literally the greatest wealth transfer of all time because we've never had these levels of wealth. And as the baby boom generation passes away, you're talking about them retiring. You're talking about them going to 65. But the
Yeah.
average person dies at 79. So in America, like you're talking about over the next 15 years, they're transferring wealth actively as some are passing away earlier, as some are doing they're doing their wealth planning, they're transitioning assets, they're selling things off,
Yes.
they're getting out of the businesses. So the next part of this principle is the next part is willingness to pay, right? Like they have to have a willingness to pay. So what are some of the things that people are paying for right now in because of the problems you just discussed? What are people spending their money on, and why would a person spend their money in the first place?
That's a good question. And I think maybe I will need to see the spending habits of Americans changing over time. Data is a very big thing in being an engineer. I always like to look at data and graphs and so on. But I would definitely think that with the affluency in the middle class and the upper class, of course, the higher end uh, uh, cost items, definitely there is increase in the purchasing power and so forth, and the goods. And so I I don't know if I maybe answered the question right. The key thing is that I also feel with the new generation, the Z generation, and they're making more per hour. I'm sure they're spending more money. I think we are getting more environmentally sound people. The younger generation is more inclined to be making it less carbon, is something that I also want to get on that bandwagon, saving the planet earth and so on. So I think when you're saying what are the trends, again, I really believe in that book, uh, may die with zero, which I've mentioned a few times, which has really changed my outlook. We love to have more vacations, more spending time, making memories with our children, and with the family and so on. So people are spending more money as the money, is out there. Tourism is at a peak right now, also because after COVID, a lot of people are taking time to travel by road or by aeroplane and so forth like that. Cruises are really doing well. Cruise ships are filled, and some of the biggest. I just saw a video of we went to, I think, Oasis of the Sea, and now it's the Icon of the Sea, the new one. I was telling my wife, let's just plan a trip on that one. It's come. I think it'll be. It's on a test sailing. I think they call it Icon of the Sea, which is the world's largest from Royal Caribbean cruise and all that. Again, I think the habits of all of us will be changing as we get older and older, and the Gen Z and XYZ, they're coming into power. Millennials are getting more in. Just like the principle we are talking today, people will pay for the services if they are frustrated and they need help in that particular field. I think, coaching and mentoring has gone to a new level, I think, in the last 3, 4 years after COVID. There's so many mentorships, programs, masterminds, lots of billions of dollars. I thought I read somewhere is poured into self-help in this country. And not only that, we are also looking at the medicines, and that's something really bothers me, is that we spend so much money on supplementals and so many vitamins. And I mean, as compared to India, where I was born and everything, people are just more holistic and natural eating, spices and things like that, I guess, or eating vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian, but, a lot of our body can heal us much better than eating outside medicines. And that sometimes I feel is a big flaw. I think advertising is big in this country, in USA. And then, every special group is trying to put so much money into ads so that people feel that, oh, I do want, and they look at your frustration. I think, like weight loss, this is January now, 25th. I mean, how many people are really buying lots of different, I just heard about one medicine for, I think it's for diabetes. I just heard $300 a shot or something injection. People are buying it for $1,000 to reduce weight. It's a medicine for diabetic patients, but it's also reducing weight. So people are using that. Anyway, I'm not criticizing, the manufacturers are like that, but that's my opinion. And I think we sometimes feel USA is the biggest. Maybe I need to look at that. We should do a something, brother, Walter, how this consuming of the different allopathic medicines or vitamins and all that is such a big business. And I think if we do holistic medicine and yoga, which you are starting, you mentioned it, and I've been doing it, and it's so good to really take care of our health on a daily basis and eat right, and eat splurge over the weekend, maybe one day a week or so, but eat right with less fat and high protein diets and so forth. And I used to really believe in a lot of vitamins myself, but then I have not eaten much. I'm going to be 72 this year. I just feel like if the body can really produce the right enzymes and cells and all that, I think that's the better way.
Yo, Vinny, you just gave us so much understanding of where the psychology is, right? Think about it. You're absolutely right. We know that the medical field is making a ton of money right now. The drug and medical field are just actually like killing. In fact, it's the food and drug business. They are crushing it. They're selling sugar, and they're selling all the prescriptions for sugar, right? And then you've got you talked a little bit about the real estate demand, the need for housing, the fact that people are aging out, and the fact that people are also a little bit more focused on fun. They're focused on enjoyment. They're focused on quality of life. And these are the things that people are willing to pay for. They're also, willing to pay for things that save them time, save them money. And so for each person who's listening, think about those. But also you brought up yoga and you brought up a diet, and you really focused a lot on the health of that. And that's something that we're seeing the baby boom generation very focused on. They're focused on their health now. They're focused on what they're putting into their bodies. They're focused on their exercise, focused on their shape, their condition. I'm doing this yoga. I'm doing yoga, right? I've been doing yoga since the first of the year. So 25 days straight, yoga every day. And I've had a tremendous change in my mindset, a change in my body, a change in my energy level. But I also started a fast 100 hours ago. So I haven't eaten any food in 100 hours. This is
Wow,
day 4.5 right now. And I
that
feel
is amazing.
fantastic.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. India's president, by the way, oh, Prime Minister, sorry, Modi, Mr. Modi, he's well regarded in USA also. He was here. He did not eat for 11 days. 11 days, brother. My wife told me, and we just had Rama Temple being inaugurated and opened in India, which I think Indian government is trying to make it the world tourist center of really good religion. Not only that, but good living and teaching this, principles of Lord Rama, who is, one of our deities and one of our gods. And I believe I'm a God-fearing person, and I believe in religion. Hanumanji and Ramaji and Krishnji, and Ramayan is our book like Bible. It's Ramayan and Mahabharata. Those are, two kind of like our Bibles. Anyway, I respect every religion, but he did not eat for 11 days. Oh my gosh. And then he broke his fast when the inauguration happened a couple of days back. It was covered all over the world. Rama Temple or Rama Mandir, it's called Rama, Rama, Mandir. Just Google it. It's one of the best spectacles where so many dignitaries came, and India really got very proud. This could have happened 500 years back, but it happened this week.
Vinny, this is so cool. I just learned so much about your culture, about your religion, and I'm fascinated because your mindset clearly comes from doing certain things, taking care of people, being positive, keeping your body right, and a lot of the practices that we do here in the Eastern world, the Western world is we're pulling a lot from India. We are yoga is from that area, and a lot of the spiritual thoughts that our thought leaders like Napoleon Hill and Ralph Waldo Emerson and these older thought leaders who created this kind of personal development world are taking a lot of that thought from Hinduism, from those beliefs around abundance. So it's actually really cool that you went into that space. We have another component to this principle. It is crafting solutions. So what is, as a real estate investor, when we're talking to ultra high net worth individuals, they're very good at crafting solutions. They've at least crafted solutions in the past. Like somebody who just sold their business for 5 million or 10 million or 50 million, you built something pretty amazing. Now, for a person looking to get into real estate after not being in real estate, let's say they sold their restaurant business or their cleaning company, or they had a big landscape business, sold 50 million, 100 million, these big sales. When you're crafting a solution for a person who's about to go through a sale or who already went through a sale to protect them from taxes going forward, to give them passive income, to give them access to real estate, how do you craft that solution? Because I know that the people who are listening to us are either in that challenge or they're investors who are working with
Yeah,
people in that
she's
challenge.
right. I think she or he, right? Sahib is right there. There. Hi there. That's so
That's the
cute.
next
So
generation
cute.
right there, Vinny.
I know, I know, I know. You're so right. I think, to be very truthful, my mind is very blank most of the time. I say that always.
You said that at the summit. You mentioned that as one of your superpowers is that you're able
You
to
know,
live in the moment because you clear your mind.
yeah, really, really, really. And that is really a good gift I have developed. It never used to be like that, but that really gives me power when I do sit down and start thinking about a topic or some, different things I want to do in life and focus myself. Then I get tunnel vision. And then I try to just say, hey, Vinny, you can only do this much. But at the same token, in coming with systems, I say to myself, I think it's in Built to Last book I read, many David Collins, I think, book, uh, the power of and, A&D, or. So a lot of time, we think about abundance mindset or scarcity mindset. I can only do this or this, or this, or this, or this. I say that. But if you use the word and, your whole mindset changes from scarcity to abundance. And that is, I can do this and this and this and this and this. Just the whole thing. Just change it. And now you are able to go outside the box. And then you can look at what's important in life. Get focused on maybe 3 things or 4 things and just be passionate about those 4 things that you decide are worthwhile, and your life is going to be fun and enjoyable, and you'll be making difference in the lives of people around you. So having that power of and really get me to do the kind of things I do. But when I sit down on my desk or when I do appointments and so forth like that, I always am thinking 5-7 minutes before the call or whatever to get my thoughts together. I don't really write too much. This is sad. People will know my tricks. I don't know. I just feel like because you don't have too much in your mind and too much, then you rely on your logical sense and your power of intuition and kind of thinking back what has transcribed or made you, that you draw upon easily that, the past positives, I guess, to generate what you're speaking. Because we get paid for speaking. That's what I say to all the people. We need to be better at speaking and everything, and hand gestures and all that. I hold this camera, in front of me, my iPhone, so I don't do hand gestures that much. I'm just holding it right there. But I know I feel what you're saying is so right. I am totally focused at 2-3 places right now. One is to really bring value to lots of people what I've learned in my last 16 to 18 years in commercial real estate, how to look at the right properties, how to find these good emerging markets, how to analyze the deals. So, trying to put together my knowledge, even at a bigger sense, to pass it down, raising money or asking investors to come join me into different investments has been my superpower. So how can I transfer that? That has been my main focus, very big one. Other one is to bring great returns to my investors. So one is the education part of it. The other one is to practice that and then find these great deals and pivot my business to help the investors, accredited investors, to bring great returns to them. And that's our really crust of the business, where we make money in my companies, is investments and returns. When we give to our investors, then we in turn get rewarded accordingly. Then third thing, which is I'm really focused, is on my publishing and my social media and my recordings, where I can give more and more and more of what I think and believe. And then hospitality, my 4th book, I've started to write now that one, because hospitality has really become a very big avenue for investments, especially active, passive, arena of investing. And with after the COVID, it's come back to its much big crescendo. The ADRs are way high, the occupancy is way high in the right locations. So I'm researching and writing, what little I know on hospitality also.
So Vinny, that's a really good way to answer that. If somebody, I have a friend who sold, I want to say it was 50 or 60 restaurants a few years back, and they had a huge capital gain. It was almost a $50 million capital gain. What would you say to somebody who's doing something like that right now? Because we are talking about baby boom generation. We just talked about they're selling their businesses. They built these monster companies, these monster careers, and they're getting massive, massive capital gains when they sell their businesses. What would you say to somebody right now who just sold, they made $50 million and they can't get out of the tax bill, right? They already paid it. What would you say they should be doing with that money right now?
Oh my gosh. That's a very loaded question, brother. lots of my friends, my contacts, investors are in that ball game. As you know, lots of restaurant owners are Indian descent and so on, and also the hotel industry and so forth. But you're right. I think the biggest thing would be 50 million gain or cash. That's like almost like a family office, mid-tier family office. Diversification should be on their minds, definitely. I would take to really, if I had 50 million today, which I do, I not really all the way cash, but the key thing is we got to diversify. I'll put some in the AI, artificial intelligence, scope of things, cloud defense, which I invested 5 years back, as you know about it, cloud defense.ai, which is becoming a bigger force. Cybersecurity is big. Of course, oil and gas, I started to believe more into that one. Passive businesses and real estate. I would say real estate would be one big part they should invest in, because in leverage, see, you could take 50 million and you could buy 4 times as big, 5 times, because if we put all that money, 25% down, 75% loan from the bank, then your money is going to control much larger assets. And with what is fixing to happen in 2024-25, it will never come back again. There is so many foreclosures are going to be hitting later part of this year and next year, that this general, offices, family offices could immerse themselves into diversification and buying different group types and different vintages. I really like the ones last 5 to 10 year old product much better than 1950s and 60s and 70s. I've done my share on those, but the newest ones, they cost more, but the adjustments are coming and the cap rates are going to be going higher and so forth like that. So it's and again, get into med tech also. Again, these are some of the things that I've been doing. And metaverse is another one on my plate. And, I just believe there are so many great businesses and different startups. And of course, their money can be diversified.
I like that. I think that's probably the perfect answer. Somebody who's made a $50 million gain recently, I agree. You got to diversify because you got to protect it, right? They focused on their career for
Yes.
decades to get to that level. And
Yes.
now that you've focused, you got a massive amount of, a big lump sum. It's time to protect it. Diversification is for protection and focus is for growth. So now that they've done the growth, it's time to protect. I agree. Real estate should be a big part of the portfolio because it's known as a storage of wealth. It's known for its ability to fight inflation as a hedge against inflation. So a lot of cool reasons there. You already kind of covered, worth your effort. It's got to be worth your effort. And we talked about some success stories. So this episode, I think, has been one of the coolest that we've done. I think they get better every month. The more focused we are on this idea of helping people who are going through the transfer of wealth, the more focused we are about what's actually happening in the market, the more interesting it is to me anyway. So for those of you who are listening, we do this every Thursday. We do it at 9 a.m. PST, that's Standard Pacific Time, and we do it at 12 p.m. on Thursdays, Eastern Standard Time. This every Thursday. It's called Abundance Thursdays. It's with Vinney Chopra going through the 52 wealth principles, and we're doing it from a focus of how do you maximize what's happening right now in the market? How do you get the most out of 2024? If you haven't already gone and registered, go to crush2024.com. Get access to all of those videos, all those trainings. Vinny's been interviewing a whole bunch of really cool entrepreneurs. That's crush2024.com. And if you haven't already checked out and found out more about Vinny, go to vinnychopra.com to learn about his deals, about what he's accomplishing, get a bunch of free resources. And you can find out if you're an accredited investor, fill out the accredited investor form. Vinny, any pieces of advice for somebody who's looking to crush it in 2024 before we jump off the call?
I would definitely say we should be looking at introspectively. See, a lot of times things are going well in our businesses, then we don't look at ways to improve. I really believe that we need to be looking at inside our organizations, who's contributing, who's not contributing. Is our focus right? how to really help more customers, clients, how to get referrals, how to really build, your business, take it to the next level, how to 10x the business. See, I think a lot of time people say, you know what, I'm happy, I'm satisfied where I am. That's the wrong attitude. We should be uncomfortable. We should be going into uncomfortable zone, not in the comfort zone. Again, it's for making money, more money. There's nothing wrong in making money, but give more to charities and give to beautiful other places where you could really you want to give more to the outside world. Maybe even reduce the price of the some of this product so that a lot more people can enjoy your product. Again, it's a different thinking, but I really believe if we are not showing what we are our services are, if we are not having more people to use your service, there is some flaw, and we need to be guilty on that. We need to really spread the word and let more people enjoy what you are offering.
This has been a very good episode. So for everybody who's getting value, drop a comment in the chat for Vinney. He is 71 years young. He's getting younger every day. And to each one of you, we want to see you do very well. Get access to the free resources at Alchemist Nation. We'll see you Saturday at the 52 Weeks to Wealth. Go to ibuildmillionaires.com. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. We will see you next week.
See